Alright, let's get started. So here we've got 3 Excel files, one for each year, 2023, 2024, and 2025. They all have the same structure, just different data. Instead of opening each file and copy-pasting manually, we'll let Power Query handle everything. So first, open up a blank Excel workbook. Go to the Data tab, click Get Data, then from File, and then from Folder. Now just browse to the folder where we saved those 3 files, and hit Open. Excel will show us a preview list of all the files in that folder. Click Transform Data, not Combine yet, because we want to filter and control exactly what gets combined. Now Power Query opens up, showing a table with columns like Name, Extension, and Content. In the Name column, click the filter icon and select only the files starting with students _ 2023, 2024, and 2025. Then click OK. Next, look for the Content column. This is where Power Query keeps the actual data of each file. Click the small icon with 2 arrows, looks like an expand or combine icon, next to Content. This opens up the Combine Files window. Because each of our files only has one sheet, called Sheet 1, just click on Sheet 1 under Parameter 1, then click OK or Combine. Now Power Query dives into each file, pulls the data from Sheet 1, and stacks them all together into one big table. Pretty slick, right? No more manual copy-paste every single month. Now, if we click Close and Load, you'll see it drops all of that data straight into an Excel table. This table is already the combined data from all 3 years, 2023, 2024, and 2025. But let's be honest, if that's all Power Query did, it wouldn't be that impressive, right? Because technically, you could also open each file, copy-paste them one by one, and be done. Here's the real magic. Once you've set this up, next month when you get a new file, you don't have to repeat any of these steps. All you do is go back to this Excel file. Click anywhere in the table. Then under Table Design, hit Refresh. And instantly, all your data updates. Let me show you. I'll open up the students _ 2023 _ dirty file, add a new student with ID 1000, and save the file. Now I'll flip back to this Excel workbook we built. Click Refresh, and boom, there it is. Our new student with ID 1000 is right here in the combined data. No reloading, no copy-paste, no re-cleaning. That's the real power of Power Query. It's like building a recipe once, then just hitting refresh whenever your ingredients change. Alright, so now we've combined all our files and loaded them into Excel. But we can still go back and do more cleaning or reshaping anytime. To do that, click anywhere inside the table we just loaded. Then under the Table Design tab, or sometimes you'll see it as Query, click Edit. That opens back up the Power Query editor. Here we are again in Power Query. Just to give you a quick overview, the Home tab is mostly about managing the whole query. That's where you can remove columns, keep rows, or even close and load again when you're done. The Transform tab is where you shape and clean the data you already have. This is where you'll trim text, split columns, change data types, and so on. The Add Column tab is for creating something new, like a custom calculated column, a conditional column, or extracting text. Alright, Now let's actually start cleaning and transforming this data. First, we'll get rid of any columns we don't need. You can hold down Ctrl and click to select the columns you do not want to keep. Then right-click on one of them and choose Remove Columns. See, the table already looks a lot cleaner. Next, if you look at the name column, it's a bit messy. Some names are all uppercase, some are lowercase, some have extra spaces. So let's start by fixing that. Click on the name column, then go up to the Transform tab, and under Format, you'll see a bunch of options. First, click Capitalize each word. That standardizes the text so each name starts with a capital letter. Then click Trim to remove any spaces before or after the name. And finally click Clean to strip out any hidden characters you can't see. It looks much better now, but even after all that, if you look closely at the name column, it's still kinda messy. You can see a bunch of students have weird exclamation marks in their names, and even their IDs mixed in. So we still need to clean this up a bit more. Let's start by removing the exclamation marks. Click on the name column, then right-click, and choose Replace Values. In the little window that pops up, type an exclamation mark. In the Value to Find box, leave the Replace with box empty, and click OK. By the way, you can also do the exact same thing in a slightly different way. Go up to the Transform tab at the top, and there you'll see Replace Values right on the ribbon. It does the same thing, opens up that little window where you tell it what to find and what to replace it with. Next up, we're going to get rid of the IDs that are mixed into the name column. If you look closely, you'll notice that all the IDs start with an S. So we can use that to our advantage. We'll basically tell Power Query to keep only the text before the letter S. Here's how. Click on the name column, then go up to the Transform tab. Click on Extract, and choose Text before Delimiter. In the little box that pops up, type in S as the delimiter, and click OK. Oh no, it's all blank. Looks like that didn't quite work. That's because, if you look closely, some of the student names themselves start with S. So when we told it to keep everything before S, well, there was nothing before it. But no worries, this is actually one of the best parts of Power Query. On the right side, you'll see this Applied Steps panel. It's basically a history of every single step you've done, in order. So if you ever mess something up, like we just did, you can just go to the last step, hover over it, and click the little X next to it to delete that step. And bam! Your data goes right back to how it was before you tried that extraction. Super forgiving. You can always experiment without fear. Let's try that again, but smarter this time. We'll still use Extract Text before Delimiter. Put S in Delimiter as earlier. This time, look at the bottom of the pop-up, there's a little Advanced Options section. You'll see it lets you pick how many delimiters to skip before extracting. That's super handy. Because we know the first S is actually in the word student, we want to skip that one, and grab everything before the next S, which is where the ID starts. So I'll type 1 in the number of delimiters to skip box. Then click OK. And there you go, it neatly grabs everything before the student ID, even when the name starts with S. Next up, if you look at the year group column, you'll notice something a bit annoying. Only the first row has a value, and all the rows below it are blank. But really, each of those blank rows should just repeat the year group above. So here's how we do it step by step. First, click on the year group column to select it. Then go up to the Transform tab. In the ribbon, look for the button called Fill, click the little drop down next to it, and choose Down. What that does is take each empty cell and fill it with the value from the cell above, all the way down the column. And done! Now every student row has the right year group attached to it. So much better than trying to drag formulas in Excel. Next, take a look at this column called Source Name. This is basically the name of the file that each row came from, which is actually super useful, because from that file name, we can pull out the academic year without needing it to be inside the data itself. So here's how we'll do it. If you look closely, you'll see that the year, like 2023, is always sitting between two underscores. So we can use that as our cue. Click on the Source Name column. Then go up to Transform, click on Extract, and choose Text between delimiters. In the pop-up, for the start delimiter, type an underscore. For the end delimiter, also type an underscore. Click OK. And there you go. Now you've automatically extracted the academic year right from the file name. No need to type it manually or rely on someone else's data being perfect. You can rename a column anytime. Just double-click the column header, type the new name, and press Enter. That's it. As you might notice, there are several rows here with null or blank data. You can filter them out just like you would in Excel. Just click the little filter button on the column, uncheck blank, and click OK. Easy. Now those empty rows are gone. You can also remove duplicates for the entire table. Just click on that little table icon in the top left corner. That selects all columns. Then click Remove Duplicates. Now, let's try closing and loading this. Click Close and Load, and you'll get your clean table right here in Excel. Everything is standardized, ready to use. No weird casing, no missing IDs, no junk rows. What I've just shown you is really only a handful of the most common things inside the Transform tab. There's actually a lot more you can explore here over time. In Transform tab, you can transpose, pivot data or unpivot, move columns around, or split columns. Or as you see, there are whole sections for working with date and time. You can extract years, months, days, whatever you need. And it's similar with the Add Column tab right next to it. The main difference is, Transform changes the existing column you've selected. Add Column creates a brand new column based on what you've selected. So for instance, if you choose the date of birth column here, and you go to Add Column, then Date, then choose Year, it'll give you a new column showing just the year pulled from that date. Pretty handy, right? You can also add new columns by combining multiple columns together. For example, if you hold down Control and select both the year group and student name columns, then go up to Add Column and choose Merge Columns. Pick a separator like a comma. You'll get a brand new column that's basically a mashup of those two. Like Year 1, Student 1. You can also do simple maths, like adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. So let's say I select the Math column. Then under Add Column, there's a section called Standard, with little operation icons. If I click Divide, type in 100, and hit OK. It'll give me a new column where every math score is divided by 100. Super straightforward, and you can do this with any number of columns and operations. You can even do more advanced calculations right here. And just like with Add Column, you can also do these directly under the Transform tab, which would apply the calculation straight to the existing column instead of creating a new one. Alright, so let's close and load again. And you'll see our new column right here in Excel, exactly as we expected. But now we've got a new challenge. We have all the student scores in this table, but the class information for each student is actually in a completely different file. So how can we bring these two together to get the class for each student? That's where we use a merge, kind of like a supercharged lookup. And it's way easier to manage. Let me show you how. So first, we need to bring in the class data file. Go to the Home tab, click New Source. Choose File, then Excel. Then browse to where that class file is saved, same as we did earlier. Now, notice something here. The year or class data might not be in the right format. Sometimes the first row is actually your headers. That's easy to fix. Just go up to Home, click Use First Row as Headers. And now the columns are correctly labeled. So your data's ready to go. Now, how do we figure out which student belongs to which class? We'll do that by matching on student ID, because it's the unique link between the two tables. So go back to your original students table. Then under the Home tab, choose Merge Queries. This opens up a window where you pick which table you want to merge with. In our case, select the class table. Then click the Student ID column in both tables. Power Query will look for matching IDs and bring over the class info into your student table. You'll see it adds a new expandable column on the right. Now, just click the little expand button in the newly added column. Pick the class columns you want and hit OK. The really nice thing about this compared to doing a regular lookup in Excel is that once you've linked the tables by student ID, you're not limited to just pulling in one column. You can pick multiple columns from the class table at once. In here, after I picked both class and school, Power Query will bring them all over in one go, matching up exactly to each student. And here's another really cool thing you can do. What if you don't just want to look things up based on a single column, but instead match on two columns at the same time? That's actually quite tricky with regular VLOOKUPs in Excel. You'd usually have to create a helper column to combine values first. But in Power Query, it's super straightforward. For example, let's say I add a year group column to the class table, and set them all as Year 1 for now. Let's go back to our working Excel file. Click anywhere inside the table, go up to Table Design, and hit Refresh. You'll see that the year group column we just added in original file now appears here in our Excel table. To do that, we just go back into Power Query, click on Query, then Edit. Select the workshop table where contain all student data. You'll see all the steps we've done listed on the right side under Applied Steps. If you look closely, you'll see the step where we did the merge. You're not just limited to deleting a step if something goes wrong. You can actually double-click any step and edit it. Now, if you want to merge based on two columns, it's super easy. Just hold down Control and click the two columns you want to match on in your main table, name and year group. Then do the same on the second table. Make sure you select them in the same order. You'll see little numbers like 1 and 2 appear on the column headers to show you the matching sequence. Then click OK. And you expand it using expand icon again, like earlier. Oh, you can see there are a lot of null values here now. That's because many students have an ID that matches, but their year group doesn't match the year group in the class table. So only the rows where both the name and year line up show data. In this case, they're all year 1 students, since in our class table we only had year 1. Close and load again. You can see new data now. Similarly, if you went back to that class file and changed them all to year 2, then came back here and hit refresh, you don't even need to go back into Power Query and fix anything. Just simply click anywhere inside the table here in Excel and hit refresh. Like I said earlier, all the steps we built, cleaning, merging, transforming, are already saved in the background. So whenever you get new data, you just click refresh, and Power Query automatically reruns all those steps for you. You'd see only year 2 matches filled in, everything else would be null. So we've done quite a lot of cleaning and transforming already. But Power Query isn't just about fixing messy data. It can also help you summarize your data, similar to a pivot table. If you go back into Power Query by clicking Edit, then right-click on your final clean query, the one we've been working on, may be called Workshop, and choose Reference. This creates a brand new query that starts from the output of your existing one. It's basically a snapshot of your clean table, so you don't have to redo any steps. Now let's say we want to calculate the average math score for each year group. Click on the Transform tab, then click Group By. In the Group By window, set the Group By column to Year Group. Give the new column a name, like Average Math. For the operation, choose Average. Then pick Math as the column to summarize. Click OK, and just like that, you've got a summary table showing the average math score for each year group. And it doesn't stop there. You can also summarize based on multiple columns, or calculate multiple metrics at the same time. For example, say you want to see the average scores broken down by both year group and academic year. Just go back to your Group By step in the Applied Steps pane. Double-click it to open it up again. This time, click Advanced. Now you can add academic year alongside year group as your grouping columns. Click OK, and Power Query will summarize your data by both categories. And if you want to calculate more than one measure, like also getting the average physics score, just edit that same step again, and click Add Aggregation. Set it up for average of physics. And now your summary table will show both averages side by side. Super flexible, and all inside the same automated flow. So there you have it. We started today with messy, scattered data spread across multiple files. We combined them, cleaned them up, linked in extra info from other tables, created calculated columns, and even built summary tables. All without writing a single formula or repeating the same manual work month after month. Next time your data updates, all you have to do is drop the new file in the folder, open this workbook, and hit refresh. That's the power of Power Query. Thanks so much for following along today. If you have any questions or want to try this on your own data, I'm here and happy to help.